when the true Christians are trying to do the right thing, and then you have these self-righteous hypocrites that are out there absolutely doing everything so fucking backwards. It's wild.
What? So you were a part of a church before?
I was a 10-year believer, and I was part of the Baptist, Pentecostal, and then non-denominational, and then that was it for me.
And all three had bad experiences.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, part of it is because I'm in the Bible Belt, and then the other part is like these group of people that didn't help me get resources to therapy for my mental health. Instead, they said that, only God could heal, that I needed to pray more, read my Bible more, all these rituals. And I did. I was like devoted to Jesus for 10 years. And I wanted my mental health to get better. And I knew that there was something not right with me, and it was just declining further and further. Well, if it wasn't for atheists to get me the help for therapy, I wouldn't be here today, because self-righteous people did not do that, because all they were focused on was like, you have to pray to Jesus, only Jesus can heal, not, a therapist, not a doctor. Like, it was wild.
Yeah, but they're doing it on like a super strict manner. Like, you can just say that, and then like you obviously got to do your own work as a person, right? So they're kind of like being extremists, and they're not. You know what I mean? Like that's what majority of these experiences that I've been through and that I've heard people been through. It's like self-righteous and, like you said, like stuff like that, and everyone's just like mean. Like, it's like if you go to a church and you can't tell everyone your own secret, that's probably a hint there's a problem there, because everyone should be like a friend or like a brother.
Yeah.
But it's almost never like that. Like try talking to anyone and see if they're gonna hold your secret.
Right.
So.
And these people were like, well, you gotta trust this pastor. And it's just like, I fell into it, and sadly, it went down this really wild path, and things just got really bad. But if it wasn't for atheists to get the help that I needed, I wouldn't be here today. So.
Yeah, and I think we've all had like a lot of us have had rough times in the past. Like, sometimes it's not our fault, sometimes it is our fault. But the best thing we can do is like positivity, and like power through it, and like exercise, nutrition. Get your physical up, and like you're almost able to conquer anything, right? So, yeah, like I'm telling, like, so we understand like the mainstream churches are like pretty much all bad, and I understand that. So like what's like your biggest issues with the Bible?
A lot of contradictions. It's just it's written by men. I'm not against like men. I'm against the self-righteous hypocrite men that think that they're head of the household, and
What up, chat? What up, chat? We're doing live debates. Live debates. Lock in. Lock in.
all day long. You know, it's gotten wonky where, like, you ask somebody about, well, how do you know that this part of the Bible is true? And they don't give you evidence. They just keep making claim upon claim, excuse me. And it's just, a lot of Christians don't believe in the Bible, and that's totally okay. If they just believe in a God, then they believe in a God.
So like, what's your like biggest incorrect statement in the Bible in terms of like where we came from?
My problem is a lot of the stuff with the Old Testament, and like, in Second Samuel, when David's wives are being raped. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with the women being told that there's supposed to be silence in the church, and the bleed on their wedding night. If they didn't bleed on their wedding night, they were stoned to death. So it just, there's a lot of things that, the people could have done better who wrote the Bible.
Well, I get it. There is a lot of harsh things in the Bible. I'm not gonna like trying to like go around that. The thing is, it's really really hard to talk about because it was so long ago, and we only have not that much history about it. But the original thing was the Ten Commandments, because that when it was actually first written down, right? Everything else came after the fact. But the Ten Commandments, if everybody followed the Ten Commandments, everything would be perfect, pretty much, like to the most degree. It's but that we don't follow the Ten Commandments is that we fall short and we make mistakes because we're not doing the right thing. It's just like even on the basis of good and evil or right and wrong, right? There is a standard that we all know, because at the end of the day, we're all one people, right? We can't say otherwise. We're all related in some way, shape, or form. So I would say there's only one truth logically. There's only one right math answer. There's only there's the golden ratio and pi and all these different mathematical precision that we cannot eliminate from the equation that it had an intelligent design. Because to say that all this came about by absolute chance is very, very, in other words, ignorant. Because all this precision, it's not like...
How many religions there are, though? What makes it this is the one true God compared to the thousands of religions that are out there? I mean, we have Hinduism, we have Buddhism, we have all the other religions. I mean, there's thousands of them.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, which one is true? Because
yeah, so you literally have to weigh them against each other.
And so, what if we die and all of a sudden it's the Hindu god or the Islam god,
but the book really,
that we're right.
the book really addresses each religion, right? So Hinduism is technically the first written down, and then it was Buddhism and the Old Testament, and then it was a continuation. But this is what I like to say about the Bible. The Bible is not a one-time thing, a one-time guy, when every other religion is. It was a continuation of the nation of Israel and their prophets as expecting a Messiah and someone to actually set an example. So when Jesus came, a real man, we know he's real. There's no denying that.
I don't know Israel. I don't believe that he existed. I mean, that's just my thing.
But history, if we study history, Caesar, Genghis Khan, stuff like this, we know those guys, ancient Egypt, Pharaoh, Tutankhamun. We know these guys existed.
We have actual historical evidence.
But there is historical evidence to prove the nation of Israel was a real nation.
Well, there's no historical evidence that Jesus was real. I mean, Jesus is improvable.
But Jesus,
he didn't how does some dead man rise and come back after 3 days? I mean, we wouldn't have cemeteries if that were to truly happen.
Yeah, but he claimed to be the Messiah, so he had a special case.
It's just kind of wild. It's more like a magic show, hey, I'm here. It's just kind of wild, how people believe this. Because it's just you're conditioned to believe this because man would say that.
Yeah, but what's the end goal? What's the end goal then?
What's the end goal? We just die and close our eyes. That's it. I don't believe there's a heaven and a hell because I get condemned to hell every fucking day on this live and in my videos.
Yeah.
And my self-righteous people all the time, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, but what's the end goal of Christianity? What's the point of it then?
Well, for Christians, it's to get to this heaven, the so-called heaven.
Okay, that's part of it. We can't exclude that. But there's more to it than that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, every Christian does things different.
Yeah, but you know why? Because they go against what the word says. It's literally if we model our lives after Jesus' teachings, tell me what can go wrong.
I'm sorry, go ahead again.
I said if we model our teachings from what Jesus said on different sermons and his overall teachings, what could go wrong in our life for the most part if you follow his teachings? What could go possibly wrong?
I don't know. A lot of people claim to follow his teachings and they don't even follow his
teachings. I know the claim is something, but I'm saying people who actually do it, what can go wrong?
I don't know. I mean, we don't know. We don't know the future.
But he was a trendsetter. He was one of the most influential trendsetters in history. Just as a man, people, you know what's funny? People talk about Jesus like he never existed anymore, which is so illogical. There's so many historians and scientists, and the general consensus of the world. If you'll Google it, let's say yes, there's overwhelming evidence that Jesus existed. You can grant us that part, but the hard part for me to do is to teach you the resurrection, is to make you understand that, because that is more of a stretch. But the way I hit it home is that if the nation of Israel really had a history and different helping throughout time, then God is there. That's for starters. But God is with everybody. That's also, you have to add to that. You can't just say, oh, it's just one people. No, God is with everybody. You just got to accept Him, right? And He'll make you like loving and caring and compassionate to the fullness of extent. You know, that's what a Christian is. Humble yourself as a child, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, I'm a child at heart. I'm 30 years old, but
Yeah.
I can go to Comic-Con and dress like Master Chief and be a tank as well. So like, like I can do it all, and it's all, like, my life's a blessing, and I think
Yeah.
we all should be grateful, you know,
Yeah.
especially living in a country so blessed and far away from all the bad stuff. But like,
Yeah.
a lot of people aren't grateful, and that kind of like ruins it, like, for the rest of their life. Like, gratitude is such a huge thing, you know, and giving back to the community is good. Like, people love to talk about Bible, but like, what's your credentials in real life? Because real quick on TikTok lives, like, I've been doing YouTube for 15 years, so very quick I can get to the bottom of what kind of person people are and stuff like that, like within like two minutes or less, even a minute. So
Yeah.
it's all respect and love, because there is no ill intentions,
Right,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and it's wild. Like, people ask me in my inbox, how can you tell the difference between a self-righteous person and a true Christian? Well, a self-righteous person doesn't sit there. A self-righteous person will sit there and bully others. True Christians don't do that. True Christians don't sit there and constantly harass people. True Christians don't shove stuff down anybody's throat. When I was a former believer, or when I started in my faith, I was taught that, we were supposed to spread love to people and, spread the gospel in love. And now, society has shifted where you see, like, I live in the Bible Belt, basically. So we have extreme radical conservative Christians that hate everything, and yet
Yeah.
they claim to love people when they hate certain groups of people. We got the LGBT community, they hate them. I get church people knocking on my door asking me to sign a petition to ban gay people against adopting children. I don't find a problem with gay people adopting children. If they want to adopt children, let them adopt children. We got so many kids in the foster system, in the adoption centers. Why can't they adopt children?
Yeah.
I had neighbors who I lived when I was growing up, two gay guys who adopted 6 beautiful children. And now their kids are having kids and getting married and things like that. And, it's just wild. Like, you have those people, and then, you have the true Christians who don't put their nose in other people's business. They don't care how you are. They love you for who you are, and they don't care how you live.
Yeah. It honestly, like, those kind of Christians, they just don't read the Bible, and they don't like practice it. They just like
No,
read
they
it.
just
They
claim
just
to know everything. That's
Yeah.
the
They want to
crazy
have
part,
they want to
because,
have a
like,
moral high ground or
when
something.
I had somebody at my door last week, and they wanted me to sign this fucking petition, and this is the 3rd time now they've come to my door, and I'm really getting fucking annoyed with it. And I'll ask them, I'll say, what did Jesus say? And they'll look at me and they'll say, well, Jesus said that they cannot live in sin. I said, okay, do you ever claim that there's a Jesus that's all loving? Do you ever talk about that? Well, yeah, exactly. You fucking don't. I said, you self-righteous hypocrites who come to my door wanting me to sign a goddamn petition I know nothing about, that I'm not going to sign because you're, picking on a group of people that you fucking hate. You don't even read your own Bible, and yet you want to cherry pick and make it your own fucking narrative when they can't, they don't want to grasp what the word says. And those people, when I come back and I'll tell them, what did Jesus say if you never knew him? And they kind of look at me all stupid, and I said, Jesus will tell you that, depart from me, I never knew you. I said, do you think that you're going to go to heaven with that kind of attitude? And they fucking leave. They leave because they know I'm right.
Yeah, you just basically convicted them to the core.
I totally, yeah, every time I hate where I live, but I have to be close because my dad's in really bad shape. So I was gonna move to Arizona, but now I'm just kind of stuck here because I have to take care of my dad. And so, I'll give it to him all day long. And even though I'm not a believer anymore, I will still let them know what their book says and what they are, supposedly, what they're told in this book, how to love, like Jesus did.
Yeah. Like, okay, so
And
I
by the way,
I,
I
I
want
have
to
to
thank you, King of Knives, for being cordial and very respectful, and you are a true Christian. I mean, this has been a really good conversation.
appreciate it. I really do. Um, yeah, like I do like live debates like downtown Toronto, like with a lot of people. So I've learned over the years to keep my cool and like even when they make fun or call name, it's just like yeah, I don't whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's just wild.
You know, I know. So like I've it took me a few years to refine it. I was kind of came out hot, but like my hot considered to like them, I'd be on the lowest spectrum. Well, if they're hot, I'm like on the lowest spectrum starting off, and like eventually I'm like, nah, we don't need to be hot anymore. Let's just talk normal and have a good time, and we can talk about other things too. Like so, but like, but I want to address the main issue here. The main issue is like Jesus says repent, right? And we all know what good and evil is. So we should always gravitate to what's good, right? So now when it comes to like
Question.
yeah
Can I ask you a question? Do you think that self-righteous people like to overuse or abuse the demonic talk?
yeah because they think they have the moral high ground.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, they're just like oh look at me I'm a believer you're not like that this
Wow.
like kid mentality.
Yeah.
But like
I mean, wild what they pick and choose
no,
what's
and they
demonic.
love to demonize like homosexuality and they love to demonize
Yes.
what
Yeah.
else? What else? What's their main one as well? I'm trying to think. That's the first one that comes to mind when you think about the church. That's like the first thing that comes up.
Oh, an AB. If you go to, like, there's a bunch of, like, self-righteous people that go to this Planned Parenthood down here, and they'll sit there and say, you're demonic for having an AB, and it's like, wow, like, you're gonna sit there and be that kind of person when this mother who is 17 trying to figure out her life, figure
Yeah,
out, like, what's gonna
yeah.
happen.
Like
Um,
in those cases, yeah. Like, but some I'll give some credit because some people don't have them funds to have a kid, but they'll be like, okay, well, we give you the funds to have that kid if you just want to have it. And then some
yeah,
people say, okay, like yeah, why not? Like it's a service for humanity. That's all it really is, right?
right.
And like
And it's like, a lot of those Planned Parenthoods, they talk about adoption because when I went into the Planned Parenthood or for having my son, they didn't talk about just AB. They also talked about adoption, and they were big in on adoption because they had a lot of adopted, or they had a lot of families that were waiting for an adoption,
mhm.
and they gave me all the paperwork for all of that, and so it's amazing what these people will sit there and criticize Planned Parenthood in. So
Yeah, like see, and that's another topic, like abortion, right? Like that's another like really heavy one because my stance on it is like first it was made for a healthcare reason, so if there was an emergency, we figured it
yes,
out. Awesome.
yeah,
The problem is that it's not the sex per se, but it's like sex out of marriage. You know what I mean? Like that's probably a majority of what happens is sex out of marriage and then abortion clinics. That's probably a
yeah.
majority of what happens, right? Because
Well,
people want.
see, and you have a lot of people that are Christian that will have sex out of marriage, and you know, the the here's what I like. I've never been a fan of Charlie Kirk because his stance on life is get married, have a ton of
Okay,
kids.
well you don't have.
It's like what? Like, but what, you don't want to talk about adoption. You don't want to talk about foster families. You just want to talk about people pumping out babies. Like that's wild to me. Um,
Well, yeah,
you know,
obviously.
I can't. I'm not like even when I was a believer. I'm never was a fan of him. I think he's just way too uh, holier than thou. I mean, Erica's making bank off of fucking his death and all this shit, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, like Turning Point USA that's another thing. That is not a Christian whatever the fuck it is, because they don't even do a lot of the things that are Christian because they're making bank off of everything. If it's money and it's making a lot of money, you're not doing it for the right reasons.
But it's not wrong to make a lot of money.
Well, no, but it's like, you know, they sit there and make all of this
But
money.
I'm sure they help a lot though with the community.
Well, I haven't seen a lot of things of what they help, because I've called, and like when I called, I would ask if they've ever helped with like food banks or anything of the sort, and they're like, no, we just, you know, help other things out. They don't even tell you, which is weird.
Well,
but it's just like, yeah, I cringe at, like, if you're gonna help people, like the homeless and stuff, like, do it. You know, don't just, like, there's just so many problems in the world, and sadly, like, the true Christians are trying to do the best that they can with what they have, and it just, like, when it gets overrun by, we call them plastic churches, because they're not real churches.
yeah, and that's majority are plastic churches, and that's why it's so hard to find a church, right?
Yeah.
The problem is that like people want to start blaming Christians or like so-called Christians for the problems in the Bible, but it's actually the other way around. It's the people that are the problem, not the Bible. Because how am I reading the Bible and learning about love your neighbor as yourself and love God with all your mind, soul, and strength? On these two laws rest all the laws of the prophets. How am I reading that and they're getting a different interpretation from it? It's because one person's right and one person's wrong. And that's how life works. It's either you're right or you're wrong. And that's what people have to realize. The world wants to skew that so much that everything is neutral. That is their goal. That's what they've been trying to do for the last 50 years, since World War II. Okay?
Yeah.
Like I take people to school 24/7 on live debates anywhere because they don't know the progression of history. Right? I've studied ancient history. I can tell you everything. I have a book called The Wall Chart of World History. It literally is a 15-foot long book that shows the whole chronology of Adam to Jesus, as well as every king from every nation. So I know history like boom, like instantly, right? So it's just like it's a lack of knowledge and studying, and that's the biggest issue I see in the world, is that it's just a lack of knowledge, and like to actually fully dig deep, you have to like talk with people, get different insights, different points, and not just rely on your own thing, but like get some like validation a little bit from people and see what they're saying about it, because like a group like session is very good for talking, like especially like the AA meeting, stuff like that. It's very like therapeutic. So we have to come together as a people, and that's what people aren't doing nowadays. They're not loving their neighbor as themselves. They're not coming together. They're not having a good time. It's because the world is turning on us, and it's making our lives really hard. And then in turn,
I think, like, you know, they say politics tears families apart, but I think like religion tears families apart more, only because you got the 90% of someone.
well, not in the last 10 years. The politics did it way too much in the last 10 years, like tear families apart.
I find it like a balance, like, you know, I mean, because it's just, you got religion, you got politics, and
Yeah, but in the last 10 years with like Trump and like Trudeau and even starting with Obama, like they started a new wave of government, a new way of being like a government and as a whole, and they started bringing all this extra nonsense into the school systems, into everyday life for no reason. Like, we know people who existed back in the day were gay. Some of my best friends were gay back in high school in 2012, 2013. But like
in high school, we had something called the Gay Straight Alliance Club, and it happened every day after school, Monday through Friday. And if people wanted to go, they went and met up in the cafeteria, and they met for a few hours, and you know, there was nothing wrong with that. People had that.
Yeah, like society would just let it go. Like, it wouldn't be like society wasn't making it a big deal back then, like they are now.
Exactly.
Okay, because they switch.
You said you're 30, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 40. I just turned 43. I keep forgetting how old I am. That's ridiculous, right? But it's like, back in even before we were even, before we were even born, I mean, gay people existed, the
Of course,
LGBTQ.
they, like you know how what's
The
that famous?
words might have been different for trans people because we had a guy that lived along, I can't remember if it was the east side of our area or the west, but anyway, he used to walk this whole side of Afton Road, and we referred to them as cross dressers back in the day. I don't know if you've ever heard that word,
Yeah.
but that was back in the day. That's what they used to be called, was cross dressers, because this guy, his name was John, and he would wear lipstick and women's clothing, and then he would also have masculine stuff. But he never bothered us. He always said hi to us every day. We said hi to him. Nobody asked him anything. Nobody asked, well, why are you wearing a dress, or why? We just, we respected him like a person. Nobody asked any questions. Nobody was scared of him. We just, if you were nice to me, we're nice to you. They're nice to us back. It's just, we're not in that obviously time anymore because it's gotten like really explosive.
Yeah, like the thing is, like back in the day, you had like Freddie Mercury, Elton John. Okay,
Yeah,
even a lot of the straight people, they knew what was up, but they didn't care because it was good music, right?
right.
So
Yeah,
society was obviously still more like family oriented, but they
yeah,
still like let it slide, for the most part. There's no laws against it, right? There was like again only against marriage, but other than that, there was no like land of the law of the land where it's like it's illegal to be gay. There was no such thing, right? So they tolerated it because they knew it was there, but now they're making it such a big deal. And my problem with this new generation, even some of the old guys are like, I'm old school gay, there's only this and that, like they even telling you like what's up, right? And this new
yeah,
generation come along and they want to have all these like extra stuff. Okay, let a child grow up and do his own thing. Don't be doing any like hormone blockers or anything kind of like that early on, only when they really need it. In the case it was designed for was people who would enter puberty early on in their life. They would actually give them puberty blockers to make it like better for their life. Okay, that's why it was invented. I think it was in the 80s. But now they've used it for the wrong way, and they've kind of universalized it and say, oh, it's okay for this, okay for that. There's no long term effects, but there is. If we just do a simple Google search, what is it? What is the side effects of hormone therapy? If you do it for like a month, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe nothing. But if you do it for like more than 2 3 months, very good chance that something's gonna happen, and that's what majority of cases are. So they're just bringing all this extra nonsense. Why? Because ultimately the world's evil, and they're all just like a bunch of like liars on the world stage.
yeah.
That's what it is, and people don't want to talk
Speaking
about
of,
that.
yeah, and speaking of that, we have one in the chat whose name is Lloyd saying Judgment Day is not going to be fun for you. Oh, the threats.
No,
Lloyd,
bring, I like those people. Bring him up. I want to see what he has to say and see if he's a hellfire preacher.
come on. Come on, Lloyd. I have a true Christian up there. Try saying that shit.
No, people like that. They're just so negative. Like you don't have to be like
Oh,
that.
it's wild, isn't it?
Like,
It's crazy.
but like it was good talking to you. Like,
Yeah, it was good talking to you too.
I'll
And
add you up.
I don't see a follow thing. I don't even know if I think, did I follow you? Yes, I did follow you. Okay.
Yeah, I followed
All
back.
right. Yeah, well, thank you for coming up,
No
and
problem.
thank you for the discussion. This was great.
Yeah, I'll come up later. Yeah.
All right, have a good night.
Bye bye.
Bye. All right, have a good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
I mean, like it
Live
was
debates,
literally
live debates,
just the
chat.
same episode. Like
Yeah,
the same
no,
thing
Let's
happened.
go, chat.
We've gotten to the part where it starts getting bad, so we're gonna start watching something else. I don't know. They watch
Yeah.
stuff while they study, and I just kind of like exist because I don't study because I'm built different. But yeah.
You do be different. In the best, like
Live
it was
debates, live
literally
debates,
the same
chat.
episode.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
Hi King, how are you today?
Doing well, you?
I'm fantastic. And then Moon Man, can I get your age?
25.
Fantastic. How's everyone doing this evening?
I'm doing amazing.
Good,
That's
good.
great to hear. I love it. It's good stuff. So what are we...
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Jesus or something?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Klamadrov?
I love you, Jesus.
So, like, who's Christian here? Who's not?
I am Christian.
Okay.
I could be convinced.
All right. What's your biggest question about the Bible or God?
Why does he not like the gay people?
Why don't he gay?
Because it goes against procreation.
So does
Gay
he
people
also...
can procreate.
Does he not like people who are, like, infertile?
But that's a special case, though.
Oh, that's
I'm
special.
We have to go by averages, though. Like the average this and the
Okay,
average
well, the
that.
average person isn't gay, so they're special too.
No, but like it's a small percentage of the average.
Well, yeah, like being gay is a pretty small percent.
You
It
just
is.
define special.
That's what I'm saying. It's a very, very small thing.
Well, hang on there. You don't get to define that. Where does the glossary in the Bible say that?
No, we can just do a study. Like, there's how many people are gay in the U.S. Like, Google it and it'll give you
Less than the amount that are straight, so...
way less.
Less
It's like
than-
3% maybe.
I think
So
it's
that's
less,
special.
less than people who are infertile.
Am special.
Yeah. Okay, but the thing is, a lot of the time, maybe not every time, it's very lustful based in that community.
How
like-
could you possibly know that?
What do you mean? Because they parade, bro. They parade around naked on the float. What do you mean?
How many grapes are committed by straight people versus?
We're not talking about
people
that.
of the community.
We're not talking about
That's
that.
lustful, chat.
Anybody can be lustful. Anybody can be, obviously. But
you're arguing that
the-
gays are like uniquely lustful?
another level, yes.
I think that's really just ignorant.
It's not because they're naked on floats and parades downtown Toronto. What are you talking
I mean,
about?
have you ever been to New Orleans?
We're not
There's
talking. I don't agree with New Orleans either. So why do people always bring that up like it's like a trump card? Who cares about New Orleans? They're wrong.
Wait,
Huh?
so like if
Jeez.
you go,
Going up New Orleans? Like,
Yeah,
was it
a lot
once?
for no reason whatsoever because it's
Oh,
pointless.
I'm sorry, I just literally brought that up because I live.
No,
Well,
it's
like-
very common.
if you go on Cornhub, would you see more straight corn or not straight corn? Percentage wise, do you think?
I don't know. That's a
I
weird
think
question.
mostly
That's a really
straight.
weard question. But
I would
what does
say
that have to do
it's
with
probably
anything?
like 80% straight.
All
so
right.
would you then say that straight people are more lustful because of this?
No, I'm
one
saying straight
example?
people don't have a parade where they're naked on floats in front
They
of.
do
Yeah, they just
all
have
the time.
websites.
No, they don't,
Yeah,
man.
they
Not
have
in a
that too.
proper sense. That's
Yeah,
not
I've been to,
proper.
like,
That's not
Key
proper.
West. I've been to Key West.
Have you been to
Bro,
Florida? and
those are
Jewel?
those are a group of people. That's a
Yeah,
group.
Have you
Just
been to-
beaches.
Bro,
Have you
that's
beach-
just a group of drunkard people, bro. So what's your point? They're not right
Yeah,
either.
so what do you
They're
say
they're
that
not
That
right
it
either.
exists,
They're not.
that
If
it
you
exists.
you have to talk about the standard of right.
How about France? Have you been to France?
Yeah, I have actually.
Okay, so do you know that like parade where the girls walk around with shildos?
What's your point though?
and,
What's your point to that though?
The point is you're bringing up a parade
Uh-huh.
and classifying an entire group because
Yeah.
of one parade when we are pointing out multiple instances where straight people are just as bad or worse, and you're
And they're both
basically
wrong.
saying-
And they're both wrong.
yes, agreed, but I'm not going to
So
assume
being
that all
straight is
straight people
wrong.
are just
Not,
yeah, like
it's not the gay that's making it wrong.
No, and a lot of the times that people don't have kids, so they choose that life as well. That's part of it too.
Wait, no.
that's dumb.
And I want to come back to that, by the way. So why can't gay people have kids?
No, they
I
can
mean,
have
they're
kids.
fertile.
They can have
They're
kids.
fertile. Oh, okay. Then what's your point?
Oh,
Is that a lot of them
I thought
choose
they
not
couldn't
to?
have
A lot of
kids.
them choose not to.
a lot of straight people choose not to.
Yeah, it's I'm just saying
When
they,
does
they
it really
practice
go
this
against-
lifestyle to go against procreation, right? And because
Your issue is inconsistent.
that's what it is. It's a
Your math is
deviation
not
of the
mathing.
norm.
What is
Yeah.
something that is like exclusive to being gay that would make it wrong? That is like only gay people do this, and that's why only gay people are wrong.
It's because you should have a wife and kids and have a family. Everyone should want that.
I can't have a, like as a
Everyone
straight
should.
woman,
Everyone
I
should
can't
want
have
that,
a
yes.
Wife and kids. As a
Delusion.
straight woman, I can't have a wife and kids.
Delusion.
No, you know what I'm trying to say. It's vice versa as well.
No, I don't know what you're trying
It's
to
called
say.
vice versa.
I can't have a
It's-
wife and kids.
It's called vice versa.
Kind of sounds like you are pretending, and you want everybody else to pretend.
There's
too.
no pretending because we're all one
Also,
people.
Can't gay people have a wife and kids? I'm pretty sure a lesbian person.
Yeah,
could
but the
have a
thing is,
wife.
if we're all one
and
people,
kids.
if we're all one people, there's only one truth to life. There's no subjective. Everyone's right in their own mind, because then you could just go way off the overboard with that. So
Sure.
there's
Yeah,
one
like, there
standard
is
of
only
right
one
and there's one
truth.
standard of wrong in life.
Well,
There's only
there's
one truth.
I
You-
mean, there is one. There is one
Fucking
truth.
damn it.
hmm
The
I'm
truth is that
understanding
all
everything he's saying. Y'all are making it way harder than it has to be. Like he's making sense.
is he?
Pleasing.
Maybe you can translate that.
Yeah, in the
It
real-
just
in the-
sounds-
on TikTok,
certain-
I might not make sense because it's your live, but in real life, in a real debate, anywhere, anytime, I make a lot of
Like,
sense.
100%. I
It
give it.
sounds inconsistent.
No. Real life is
Y'all are-
different.
Y'all are asking him these crazy ass like.
Yeah, crazy questions like.
What?
And y'all,
What
y'all
does
know
that
exactly.
mean?
Y'all know exactly what he's getting at. You just choose to not hear him. Like it's obvious, bro.
Oh,
No,
no.
we
Yeah,
just
we know
don't
exactly what he's
agree.
getting at. He's wrong. So we're pointing
Is
that
he
out.
wrong because you disagree with
Yeah.
him, or is he wrong across all? Like,
No, he's,
He's
wrong,
wrong
because
because-
he's factually.
we're giving
so
specific
would everyone on
examples of
Earth-
why he's wrong. We didn't say you're wrong because we don't like that answer. We said you're wrong because there's other people who do those things. So that's not.
that
the
doesn't,
same.
make, that doesn't make him any less like. He's. What are you talking about? That doesn't make
Yes, it
sense.
does.
I mean, it
The
does.
reasoning is
Makes him less
inconsistent.
right.
Okay.
No, actually, I said they're all wrong. So we
Hey, body count. Body count does matter though.
Then you need to find another point, P1, whatever you want to call it, to why being gay is wrong.
because it goes against procreation, right?
No. You
And-
use that one.
Fertility.
Yes, it does. There's no
We've already
procreation with
talked
that.
about
Yes, it does. It
Gay
does.
people
go
can
against procreation.
procreate. Gay
No, they
people can
can't.
procreate. Yes, they
Yeah,
can.
they
Not with another, not with
Yeah, I
without a
can
man
go-
or without a
I
woman.
know.
Gay
Have
people who have
intercourse
children.
with a woman.
Yeah, because you need a man
I
and a
can
woman
go
at the end of the day.
The only way for the gay people can't create because same sex doesn't like this. No, bro.
Did you hear what I just said?
Without,
I can go and
without,
have
any
interface.
medical procedures, how can two same-sex individuals make a baby?
Did you hear what I just said?
Well, yeah. Let me hear it. No, I didn't hear you.
Yeah. So shut up when I'm talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I could go and have schmex with a woman and have a baby. Why
You wouldn't be gay
can't I
then?
do that? No, I'd still be gay.
No, you wouldn't. That's not something gay people do. They don't have
I've had
sex.
schmex with women before.
So then you're
I'm
bisexual.
very gay.
You're
That's
No, it
still
bisexual.
gay. Being
Yeah, I'm
bisexual
very-
is
No,
still
being gay and being bisexual are two different things. Are y'all serious?
Oh, God's cool with the bisexuals, I guess.
He do.
No,
Yeah,
No, he's not
that
either.
comes God, but it's just a simple fact. Being gay and being bi are not the same.
Yeah, that's facts,
Just
man.
because no, it is. It has nothing to do with the fact that I've had intercourse with women. It's the fact that I am
What does that
attracted
have to
to
do with?
men. No, I'm attracted to men.
Okay, so if I'm attracted to women, but I only fuck men, does that mean I'm not gay because I'm only attracted to women?
Were you wearing
Yeah.
socks?
Yes.
You be straight.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all's logic is... yeah.
Where
Yeah.
suck.
And it's like, y'all...
Wait. Okay,
y'all-
quick question.
I agree
Quick
with you.
question. Did you guys take the vaccine?
I didn't.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
why I'm-
No. Honestly, answer the question. Don't be scared now. Did you guys take
I did
the?
not
Say yes or
take
no.
it, By the way.
Yes or no.
What?
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
took all of them.
Yeah. You guys vote for Kamala?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Well, there you go. Because
Over the-
you're
over the
you're on the
PDF?
bandwagon of brainwash.
Hey,
Of course I
brother,
vote-
how those gas prices looking?
I'm rich, so I'm good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
glad.
Thank
What's
the
your
Lord.
annual income?
Thank the Lord.
I see why
What's
you
your
voted
annual
for the
income?
pedophile.
Don't worry,
The
bro.
rich guy is
Don't
cool
worry.
with
Thank the Lord.
The
That's
Epstein
great.
pedophile president.
Rich people don't get into heaven. So
But I don't
that's
like
cool.
Trump
That
either.
is
I don't like
true.
Trump either. But at least he stands for more of a family life than the other one.
Brother, there's no
Trump
family
doesn't.
life
He
for
has,
the
like,
Iranian
3
children,
wives
Big
that he
Bopper.
cheated
Bro, he
on.
doesn't perpetuate hormone blockers and gender therapy
yeah,
stuff like
he
that.
doesn't.
His wives.
His wife was a corn star. Like, What are you
He's such a
talking
family
about?
man because he cheated on his wife.
Bro,
with
I
a
said
porn star.
I don't like Trump,
Every
but he
single wife. So you don't
it's called lesser
you
of two
don't
evils.
think that adultery and like PDF and like multiple wives is a problem. You hold that someone being in a loving, committed
No, that's
relationship
not what I'm
with the
saying
same
at all.
sex is a problem.
I don't like him at all, okay? But it's the
Mhm.
lesser of two evils. And what you guys don't understand is that they're both evil and it's all corrupted. So
Are you
all governments is
kidding me?
corrupted.
I
Eats
disagree
children.
that he's the lesser of two evils
Eats-
between a
Sorry?
United States senator.
Eats
Kamala
and-
versus
grapes
Trump.
children versus Kamala.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah, Kamala,
laughed,
which
though.
stands for gender reassignment surgeries and hormone blockers.
No, the
No, she
humanity.
doesn't. No, she doesn't.
That's
Are
the
you
whole
kidding me? Have you
leftist
seen the way she
ideology.
votes?
You have
Have you
oh
seen
my
the
god.
way they vote, dude? The
Leftist
How about you
ideology.
look at the way they vote
How about
on
you look up
bills,
real
bro?
facts and get it
Yeah,
in real
man,
life?
How about you
fucking
look at the way
wish.
they vote?
Bro,
I
it's called
wish
leftist
Kamala was a
ideology.
Leftist. God,
Right?
that would be nice.
Yeah, King, I think you and I had this conversation before, and I was hoping that you would look up the actual facts because they don't support your viewpoint.
What are you talking about, man? You guys are not living in reality. You have no clue what's going on in the Middle East. You don't know
You
what's going on with
believe
your
in a magic
government.
man in the
You
sky.
guys don't know
We live in
nothing, man.
reality.
Whoa.
What's your
What's the
credentials?
Middle
No,
East?
what are your credentials? You guys think you know something. What are your credentials? I would love to hear them.
Just get on Telegram, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just the keyboard warriors. And you think you know what's up, but you
I'm
don't.
not
I don't have
typing
a
anything.
keyboard.
What do you mean?
Man, you want to make these claims, but you're wrong. Like, you're actually all wrong, and you're just all laughing with each other. That's all you're doing.
What's wrong?
Okay.
You're just making some stupid jokes, and they're not even funny. It's not even funny. See, that's all it is, bro. Real life, you get cooked anytime, anywhere. Debate it up anytime you want. Downtown Toronto. Let's go. Yeah, exactly.
Make
Exactly.
that
Send you
there,
an invite
That's
to
what
the
I'm
next
saying.
debate.
That's it.
I'll send you an invite to the next debate, babes. Don't worry about it.
That's it, man. You know, I stand on business, but I'm respectful. I don't get personal.
Where's
So
your
are you gonna come
business?
to the debate?
Yeah, downtown Toronto every Sunday.
Feelings.
Beside the
No,
Muslim.
no.
Let's go.
No. We're gonna have it on TikTok, and there's gonna be a group of people that believe what you believe, and a group of people that believe what I believe.
Man, fuck you talking about.
Yeah, I'll just do me versus a 20 of you. Doesn't matter.
Okay, you're gonna get code.
Let's set up a
No, you're
Jubilee
not.
debate,
No,
guys.
it's not.
I think if you just believe that you're a winner, it doesn't matter if you lose, because like
Mm-hmm.
you already think you're a winner. So
Like I said before,
Even when you
either you're
lose.
right or you're wrong. You can't be on the middle. Okay, you can't.
no, we know
It's
that.
either you're right or
We know that.
wrong.
Wrong when you're right, and you can be right when you're wrong.
No, you
Mhm.
can't. No, logically, it's either you're right or wrong. Good and evil. Logically.
I choose left.
Well, no,
Clearly.
because you have the white wolf and the dark wolf, and they both live inside you.
No, that's just like. No, okay, yeah, you can make choices to be evil or make choices to be good. Sure, you can make that claim, but we can make the right decision like a lot of the time. It's just that we choose not to.
Well, you know,
If not all the
way
time.
you get into heaven, right, is when you make the outside
It's a crew.
you mirror the inside you, mirror the you want to be. You know,
Let's just having
that's
a
how you
party
really
over
get
here.
to heaven.
Yeah, because
It's a
the
crew.
some people say like you gotta love yourself before you can love anyone else. So it's like you gotta do your own work
Did
internally.
you just say a RuPaul reference? I'm sitting up here.
I said some
What
people
are you
say,
talking
bro.
about?
I quoted Jesus so much, and I make one reference, but okay. But love,
Good Lord.
Jesus talks about love a lot, right? And if people,
Yeah, and I don't think you can love people and also think that they deserve hell. And I think that goes for
boring.
yourself too.
Deal
I'm
or
sorry.
yeah, but I'm not rooting for you to go to hell though.
It doesn't matter.
It does
when
matter.
you
It does
think-
matter.
Listen, if you think someone deserves hell, you don't love them. Period. Period.
It's not
And
for
that
me
goes
to.
for
It's not
yourself.
for
You
me to
can't love
say.
yourself.
It's not for me
You
to
can't
say.
love yourself and also think you deserve
Jesus
hell.
says love everyone, man. What are you talking about?
No, Jesus isn't real.
Jesus
But
was a real
what
man.
What I'm pointing out is that the
Bro,
love
how are you saying
described in
Jesus
the
is not
Bible
real
is
now?
not love.
We're living in 2026 AD. You realize that, right? Because that's when he was born. That's when he was
Yeah.
born.
You realize yesterday was Thor's day. Does that mean
Yeah,
Thor
but
was
there's
real?
no Thor 2026 Thor. There's no such thing.
Not yet,
It's
there
AD
ain't.
after the death, but it's really starting about 0 is when he was born.
Well, that's because Christians made the calendar.
Yeah, but we still
It's
follow
actually
it because he was a real man. It wasn't just a made up person.
You know, we actually don't know when the year he was born. That's actually we don't really actually know the year he was
The
born.
Yeah,
Gospels
well,
are
we live by
inconsistent about
years,
when,
so
like, what
obviously we
time
know
of year
some.
he was actually
We
born,
know
too.
exactly like within a few years of when he was born, if you want to be specific. But we still go off of the calendar, and we still judge everything off of the calendar that basically started from his name. So you can't just live in reality and say Jesus is not real. You gotta at least say he's real and he was a real person.
I
But
mean,
like,
you can't prove that he was real.
what are you talking about? You're not living in reality. Go to Google and ask, did Jesus the man
I mean,
exist?
proof.
Just do a quick Google
I mean,
search.
Yeah, it'll tell you that while a lot of people believe he exists and they use like the Bible to prove that he exists, there's no actual physical evidence.
What?
That
That's
he
not
ever
what it
actually
says
existed.
at all.
That is exactly what it
Okay,
says.
I'm
'Cause I
gonna show you what it
Googled
says because that's what it doesn't say. Literally easy Google thing, and you're getting it wrong.
I'd like to
Pull it
see
up
how
so we can see
your
what you search.
Google is
He's gonna
different
pull
than
up
my
Jesus.
Google.
He's gonna pull up JesusIsReal.com.
Well, what's interesting is that your Google is literally like tailored to you, you know, like your FYP. So like it literally will give you more of an answer that it thinks you want to hear. So it's always interesting to see what the same search result means for different people.
No, but it gives you a general consensus of history. So it says, this is what it actually says. Mainstream historical scholarship.
Is this the AI summary?
It's a summary, of course, but then you get to judge it. Okay, historical scholarship.
Oh, what a debater.
Yo, bro, it's a summary, man. Just 1 second. Mainstream historical scholarship almost universally agree that a Jewish man named Jesus of Nazareth existed in the 1st century AD. So you're gonna argue with all of historians?
Yeah, can I see the
Exactly.
where
Can you read
it's
that
pulling
again
that
one
from?
more time for me?
Bro, it's pulling it from
Can you read
every
that again for
source,
me one more time?
every school. Please, how about you go to a university? You go talk to a history professor,
Read
right?
that again,
No.
please.
You
Can
go to a
read
history
the words you
professor and
just read
ask him
again?
that.
Because that's not what that said. That did not just now say that everybody agrees that this man
It says, almost
It does
universally.
not say there is 100%
Almost.
evidence that he
Yeah, because
was
you're not
existing.
listening. I said almost universally.
Almost. So not 100%.
You want 100%.
So not everybody
Okay.
agrees that he existed.
Mm-hmm.
There's not proof that this man existed, which
Oh,
was my claim.
so
my claim is
okay.
there's not proof that this man existed.
Well, you're not living in reality because if you go to university
That
and
is
you
reality.
no,
That is
if you go to
reality.
university, wait, what's your credentials for school, please?
No, that's reality.
No, how old are you?
I am 42.
King, what are your
And I have
Okay.
I have a PhD. I have a PhD in your mom.
Yeah,
Jesus'
exactly.
names.
You got nothing.
King, what are your credentials?
Man, you gotta go back to school, man.
Do with what I said, because
Nothing.
that doesn't make what I said
Nothing,
wrong.
man.
Biology.
I would-
Playing just the wise.
Yeah, just all talk.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Questioning my schooling does not make what I said wrong. So how
Because
about
you don't
try
know
to
what you're talking
disprove
about.
What I said instead of trying to make me seem uncredible.
Because you go against every scholarly person that came before you.
No, I
Yes,
go
you
against
do.
all those.
Person.
But
If you
again,
go to
the
school,
point
they'll
was,
teach you
there
about
is
Jesus
no
the man.
Proof that this man existed. Give me
What
the
are you
proof this
talking
man
about, man?
existed. Where
Pontius
is this
Pilate,
man
the Roman
existed?
occupation, okay?
Where
Crucifixion.
is the proof this man existed? There's no
I'm
record
telling
of his
you.
Crucifixion. There's no record
Yes,
of his
actually, there's-
crucifixion outside of the Bible. There's no record of this man's crucifixion outside the Bible. There's no Roman record of a man named Jesus or of any sort of this guy crucified on any specific date. There's no writings about the world going
Okay.
dark for a couple of minutes. There's
Mhm.
absolutely no writings about this guy coming back. The only writings there is the one book that says he existed. It's like saying Spider-Man exists because there's
No,
comics
because
about
you haven't studied. You haven't learned all the sources. There was a
Hey,
guy,
what's your major?
the guy who
citing
stabbed.
sources, dude. I'm literally citing things that I've studied. So like, why are you trying to discredit me instead of what I'm saying?
Because
How
I've
about
studied.
you describe
I've
what
studied
I'm
more
saying?
ancient history than you have, and I
What's your
guarantee you that.
major?
How about you have a rebuttal, please?
I am having a rebuttal. Keep cutting me off.
No, you're discrediting me.
No, I'm
instead of
gonna tell
having
you.
a
Just keep
rebuttal.
talking. Okay, Saint Longinus was the guy who stabbed Jesus on the side. Okay, this guy he had bad vision, and then he had the blood on his eyes, and it made his vision clear, and he became a saint. Okay, they cut his tongue out, but he still became a saint. You can go look him up. That was
There's
that
no
was.
proof that guy existed.
Oh, give me a break, man. Every guy I bring
I'm
up is no,
serious.
oh, no evidence, no evidence, no evidence, no evidence. My
No,
ass,
because
bro.
if you look at the evidence, it's all the Bible.
Man,
That's all the
how about you
evidence
look up
is.
the wall chart of
Even
world
when you look
history?
at Tacitus,
Mhm.
Tacitus, right, is what people usually refer to to try to prove that there was something else besides the Bible that mentioned Jesus, but even Tacitus falls through.
There's
So
more
it's,
than
like,
just
very
Tacitus. There's
interesting
more
that-
than just Tacitus. You know that, right?
Of course.
Yeah, because
But
because
yet you brought up yet another person who didn't actually exist. At least Tacitus existed. At least there's proof that Tacitus existed.
you know Pontius
There's
Pilate.
no proof that guy existed.
You know Pontius Pilate,
Yes.
right? Did he exist?
Yes. Did he claim to do this? Did he claim to know Jesus?
Did he exist?
Did he claim to know Jesus?
No,
himself?
answer the question.
You know, I would have said probably a couple of years ago that there was also no proof that he existed, but I do believe that there has been some recent claims that there is actual proof that Pontius Pilate, the man, existed. However, I would have to look into that more. But again, he never claimed, there's no proof that he ever claimed that the Jesus story was accurate or happened.
He's the one
There's
who
no
brought him to the.
writings from
He's
him.
the one who determined the final order, what was gonna happen to
According
him.
to the comic book, yes. According to the mythology, yes.
Okay, educate me on the history of the kingdom of Israel, please.
I'm sorry, are we talking about the kingdom of Israel?
Yes,
or are
because
we
it's a
talking about how
precursor of-
there's nobody else outside of the Bible talks
No,
about
you're thinking that
Jesus
you're
and
thinking the
events of
Bible is
Jesus.
a fairy tale, but it's actually historical accuracy of the
It's
land.
mythology. No, it's mythology.
You have no clue
see,
what you're talking about.
It's like Spider-Man. Not New York is a real place. That doesn't make Spider-Man real.
You haven't studied ancient history in that sector of the world, have you?
Really, really. Again, trying to discredit me rather than what
You
I'm saying.
haven't studied. You haven't.
It says you. You have no idea what I've studied.
No, because you don't even know fundamentals of the ancient
You
history
don't
of that
even know
land.
what I've studied.
Okay, let's see how much I'm gonna put you to the test. Okay, let's see.
I'm
No,
not willing to take
we're
a
gonna have a
test.
pop
No,
quiz.
I'm not willing to take a test
Pop
because
quiz.
we're not sitting here trying to discredit me instead of what I'm saying. So if you want to try to discredit me, how about you discredit what I'm saying instead of trying to sit here?
Okay,
and
we
take a
will.
test because I'm some woman that apparently needs some tests.
Okay, you got a faceless account. Okay, remember that. So don't be like talking this big with a faceless account. That's for starters.
Okay.
Number
Okay,
two.
I can't
Number
talk as- I
two.
can talk as big as I
Number
want.
two.
I can talk as big as I want.
Yeah, fine.
Oh, he's counting now.
No.
Oh my God, he's
Number
counting.
two is
Okay,
why
all
are
right,
they
Daddy.
fighting in the Middle East?
All right, Daddy, if you're gonna count.
I'm just making points, but whatever. Why are they fighting in the Middle East right now?
I don't know.
Oh, exactly, because you don't
I
know.
don't have the credentials to know that. I don't have the credentials to know that.
You think you know more than what you do.
And how does that have to do with how Jesus is a real person?
Hey, you're the one in denial, not me. Okay. You
I'm in denial.
you get out of TikTok. Get outside and go talk with people. Yeah. Go outside. Go outside and talk with people.
I did that.
You're just stuck on TikTok.
Look.
That's all you're doing.
I'm outside. Oh, look.
No, go talk to people. Go talk to people.
outside.
Go talk to people.
I don't have people.
Meet new
I'm in
friends.
the middle
Meet new
of
friends.
nowhere.
Have a good
Yes,
life.
She is,
What
dude.
is going on?
There's
I don't
nobody out here other than the Kukui.
Oh, yeah. No, go to a city and talk with people.
Out here.
Yeah,
Don't go to New Orleans though. People always.
exactly.
Somebody come teach me something.
Clearly.
I'm not educated.
Thank you. Now you're admitting it. Hey, we all gotta learn sometime. We all gotta learn
I just
sometime.
startled my children.
Now I have a question for you, King.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with all of the stories that were stolen from the Bible? I'm sorry, the Christians stole from other cultures.
You can make that claim.
Are you aware?
you can
Are
ma-
you aware of the Sumerians?
Yeah, they had a similar they had a similar virgin birth. You know, December 25th, whatever. There's similarities, right? But the funny thing is that Jesus
I
was.
didn't say that.
No. There's a lot of religions that came.
You don't know.
You just
anything
asked me,
about
have
the
I studied? And I said
Sumerians.
yes. There's a
No,
lot.
You don't know anything about the Sumerians.
There's-
That's not my claim at
there-
all. I'm asking you the stolen stories in Sumeria.
You're gonna say there's a lot of them that resemble Jesus's life.
Nope.
What are you gonna say then?
I am going to correlate things like the deluge in the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is written in, I believe, 3500 BCE, about the exact same story as Noah's Ark, the way that man was created by Enki and Ninhursag. I'm like fucking rattling these off my head. I had to have them written
Yeah,
down for
chat.
a
What's
while.
up? We're doing live.
There is one that is similar to
What's up, Cassandra?
Jesus, where Inanna had to hang for 3 days, and obviously she was unalive when she was hanging.
Was that mythology or was that a real story?
I believe of its mythology.
Okay, but Jesus was a
so
real
we're
guy.
talking-
He actually got hung on a cross, though.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, because you're in denial.
There's
Okay.
no Roman records of
Bro.
Jesus.
Google it. Did Jesus exist? Please do. There's a million links there.
We-
How about you go
Yeah,
through
yeah,
all
yeah,
of them
just
and
not
figure it
mention
out?
Okay. The consensus
There's a million
is
links.
He's probably a real dude.
Obviously it
He's
is, because they
not a
can't.
magic man.
Thank you.
So that's yeah. So the whole point, we're arguing semantics at this point. He's
No,
not
we're
God.
not.
There's no evidence that he's God. There's no evidence that there is a God.
Okay, then where do we come from then?
I would rather say I don't
I mean,
know.
I came from my mom.
Yeah, why do people always say that? Like, it's so, like, narrow-minded. Because obviously my
Yeah.
next question is, where do they come from?
Yeah. So
Well,
I would
they're-
rather.
And then
say
my
I-
next follow-up is, where do they come from?
Well, it's
I-
moms all the way down. We
Yeah,
live
but there's
in
had to have been a
matriarchal
start.
society.
Like, it's such an
moms.
illogical argument. There had to have been a start somewhere.
Well, yeah.
Well,
You know, there is an
it-
explanation for that.
I'm all ears.
There's multiple explanations. We don't quite know which one yet, but the field of abiogenesis is a growing one. So hopefully
so-
we'll find out.
I would rather say I don't know what happened prior to the Big Bang than say it had to be magic. That just seems lazy and dumb.
Magic,
Well, I'm
it's
rubbering
not a
your point.
magic, it's a miracle. It's two different things.
Well, I think
It's really not.
coming from
Miracles are
rocks,
magic.
Magic,
the only
it,
difference is one
pretty ridiculous.
one claims
Yeah,
it
in
comes from a
comparison
god and
to
one
Genesis.
doesn't.
exactly. That's magic is like divination, kind of occultism.
Yeah, but like,
Sure, they're the same thing though.
No,
They
but
are
miracles only are
complex.
for the good, the greater good. Magic is for the bad.
magic could be good too.
No,
Like,
it can't be.
Yeah, it
Like,
can. It makes me
no.
happy sometimes when you like do the card and then the card turns into the card that I picked and all that. It's pretty cool.
No, that's what do they call it? What do they call it again? They don't
They
call
call
it.
it magic.
They call it
It's
magic, but isn't it called something else?
cool. I don't fucking know.
Fuck. Anyways,
The dude
I
that did
call
it called it magic. So.
but that's not the magic
is
I'm
really
talking about. I'm talking about like you draw the damn pentagram and do the nonsense.
Ah,
Did you know
well,
did you know that the Gnostics were part of were the original Christians and they used magic?
In what year?
I'd have to get back to you on that. I'm gonna do my eyebrows.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what they did do when the Catholic Church compiled the Bible and they started Catholicism in around 350 to 400. They had the final say of what went in the Bible, right? And that the one of the big like discussions we have is like how do we know that's all, right? But what I say is that there is so much in there. There could be more, of course, but it gives us a good understanding of like who Jesus was, what he said, for the most part. And it also gives us a look into the future of like what might happen in the future, kind of like predictions and
So my
prophecies.
claim is that there was magic.
No,
and
but magic
you
is
just admitted
associated.
to it.
No, magic is associated with the occult in the Bible. Miracles are associated with God. It's two different things.
I never talks about the occult.
It does. No, it does, bro. There was a guy who was waiting for God to speak to him and like let him know, but he got impatient. He went to a witch or like a what do they call
Yeah,
that?
the Witch of Endor. That's not an occultist.
No, but she summoned up a guy from the freaking dead, and then they were talking with a guy from the dead.
An angel summoned up.
No. It was like a mystic
she
woman.
did the ceremony, and then an angel came down and made the king come forth.
Yeah, and he
in
said,
your book.
and he said, "What are you doing?" Stuff like that. That's the story you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, where is that? Because I've never seen the angel part.
That's it's the angel part. I'm sorry. I can't look up the facts right now.
You got to bring it up, or
but
if you're
I
gonna make
will
these
in
claims, you got to
just
bring
a
it up.
second. Just give me a second.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, I feel like we deviated, right? So, like, I know based on discoveries and measurable, changes in the universe, right? That there was a Big Bang, that there's been billions of years of evolution, and I just don't know what happened before then. But your response is, well, God, right? Like, it has to be magic, right? Like, you're not answering a question because I don't know what happened prior to the Big Bang, and you claim that God came out of nowhere. So, like, you're not answering the question of where we came from. If you want to claim that everything has to come from something.
But what we study with our scientists and our mathematicians and our archaeologists, right? We study what's here, and we've studied it so much that we can zoom into the smallest particle, right? Like atom, we see like the atom, right?
Do
So
you think we know everything there is to know right now?
no, of course not. We're doing new discoveries every day because
Sure.
it's so in depth, the world, right?
Yep.
But what we
Yep.
found so far, we found a lot of it, and we see that there's mathematical precision and sacred geometry within plants, animals, and all living things. Okay, this, and we live in a system, in a place where it sustains life indefinitely. Okay,
Sacred geometry is Gnosticism.
no, it's studied from the plants and the world around them. That's how they started it. What are you talking about, man? It was
is
always
Gnosticism.
there. It is Gnosticism by definition, but they all they did was study it, and they threw
You're
their own
doing
spin on it.
magic, babes.
No, man, you're not even understanding what Gnosticism is. They just studying what's
I know
already
exactly
here.
what Gnosticism. I can
No, you don't.
school you on Gnosticism. You know
You
what the book
you
that
probably
is?
could. You probably could, but it doesn't matter because they studied what was here, and they learned from what's already here. So what I'm trying to say is that it was already here, and then we inhabited it from two people, and we also have dominion over animals, which means we actually can have pets and train them to do amazing things. Even
We all
whales,
came from two people?
even whales, we can teach them how to do things. So like, doesn't that speak volumes on its own?
No.
Have you studied Judaism at all?
No, not really.
I thought you said that you studied all of those religions over there in the
Okay,
Near
like
East.
you mean studied or practiced? Sorry, I got confused.
Study.
Yeah, obviously studied, but not practiced.
Okay, then why does it say that he made man and woman and at the same time, and then says that he pulled the rib out of Adam? Why is that?
Show me.
Yeah. So Genesis 1:2.
He made man first, and he saw he was lonely, and he took a rib and made an Eve.
No,
What do you mean? That's how the story goes.
1:2. Read Genesis 1:2.
Hold on a second. Now the earth was formless and empty, darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. Okay.
Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up right now. The Torah is probably different than yours. You know what? I will just grab my Torah.
While he's looking that up, yeah. So again, I think those things can also be explained by just us being here, right? Like we wouldn't be here if those things didn't line up the way that they do. That's not proof of a god or like a magic mind in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your only other alternative is saying over billions of years that we don't even know what happened. It was a one-celled amoeba, and then it was plants, and then it was animals, and then it was bees and insects, da-da-da-da. Bro, you know, it just doesn't make sense.
That actually aligns
It
with the
doesn't-
evidence and the discoveries that we've found.
There's nothing to prove that. It's all theory of evolution, Darwin crap.
Alright, I'm sorry.
It is.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So it's gonna be Genesis 1 verse 27 or yeah,
Six?
verse 27.
27, okay.
God created man in his own image.
Mhm.
In God's image he created him, male and female he created them.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Genesis 2 verses 5 through 7, 5 through 7, there was not a man to till the ground, but a mist went up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground. The Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man had become a living soul. And then later, this is really hard to read without my glasses. The Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. Oh, sorry, it's 21. 221. 321? No, 221. The Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. This is where you're talking about. As the man slept, he took one of the ribs, closed the flesh in the place. The Lord God made woman from the rib, and he had taken from the man and brought her to the man. So why does it say that he created man twice and woman?
In a logical order, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's just talking about the whole creation story, though. So like, yeah, it is one chapter later, but it's in the same like sequence of events, though.
No,
It's
it wasn't, because it literally said he made God and man and woman both in his image.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally depicted differently in the first chapter.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I get what you're saying.
The story of Lilith.
No, I can understand what you're saying here, and how it came after the fact of like when it said female first. I get it, but it's still in the same chain of events, man. It's not like way off. Like this is just, it's just.
This is why I'm trying
it's not.
to tell
It's nothing
you
here.
that
There's nothing
you
here.
guys don't understand your own religion. What is the other question that we were talking about?
But it's still one man, one woman is what I said. So.
Yes, indeed. And it was actually more than that if you read the Judaic texts like the Talmud and the Midrash and the Mishnah and all of the other Judaic texts where your religion came from.
Yeah, the Talmud is basically like mocking Jesus and making him bad guy.
Yeah, because he's not the Messiah.
Yeah, but that's but he did nothing wrong, and they still got like murdered him.
Yeah, he was committing heresy.
No, he wasn't, because he was the actual Messiah healing people in front of them, and they got pissed off.
No, he wasn't the Messiah. He did not.
No,
fit the bill for Messiah.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he was born of a virgin, born in Bethlehem, exactly where he said he would be born. Okay, he died at 33. He talked about the crucifixion, and that's why he quoted Psalms 22 on the cross.
Do you know where that story came from? It came from a tiny sect of Jews.
What story? What story?
It's sect, not story.
I said what?
Sect.
You said you know where that story came from. What story?
The story you're talking about, the born of a virgin, all of that. That came from a small sect of Jews that took that in a different direction, and he took that, and he was a part of that group, and this is all theoretical, obviously. He took that and ran with it because he fit the bill.
Okay. Yeah, on paper they might have done that, but in reality, he was someone who was actually like basically teaching them the right way, and they just got mad because he would heal on the Sabbath and be like, "Oh, why'd you heal on the Sabbath?" Or they would try to get him with like a story, and then he would like flip it on. He would flip it back onto them.
I don't care. What was the other thing that we were talking about?
I don't remember.
Sorry, I was redoing my eyelashes.
Something about like Owagagwa or something. Who knows?
Was that just a sound?
Are you having a seizure?
Aqua.
No, somebody you were talking about some kind of like Chigudamo or like Geronimo or some shit. I don't remember.
What, the Talmud?
No.
I don't know.
I think Aiden's having a stroke.
No, I'm not. You were talking about like a story.
Geronimo.
Aiden, I cherish and value your contributions.
The Tale of Sumatra or something. I don't fucking know.
What, Gilgamesh?
No, I know about the Epic of Gilgamesh. Goddammit, I brought it up. All right. No, we I don't remember.
Maybe it was a Gnostic thing he said, something like a Gnostic word.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, anyway, so back to the Earth being populated by two people, and like we have to ignore incest and how that would not be compatible. Most biblical scholars believe that story is allegory at this point. They don't actually believe it's true and it happened.
Well, I would hope so.
Which would be consistent with like discoveries, right? Like what we have discovered in evolution and what we have discovered in, I don't know, basic human biology.
Okay, so like the hard one is like the starting from one man, one woman. Like, what about incest, stuff like that, right? It's a hard one because now our DNA is different, that you can't do that. But back in the day, for some reason, it wasn't. So, but it kind of
Wait.
like.
Is there?
Oh, the Witch of Endor. The Witch of Endor. That's what
believe
we're
in
talking about.
If you believe in magic,
The Moon of Endor.
if you believe in magic, everything can be be explained by magic.
Well, technically yes, but like I don't know when it switched. Maybe after the flood. Maybe that's
it
when.
didn't switch. When?
It
Where
did.
Where do you see that it switched?
At some point in time, it would be.
Are you just making this up, or did
No.
you like read it somewhere?
Just like follow my train of thought, okay? Like
No, but I'm asking you, is this just your apologetics?
no,
or you
it's
actually have
it's
evidence?
factual. At some point in time, there like the
Like, you have
incest
something to back this up. It's not just
incest
your
obviously
feelings.
was wrong with our DNA. We can't do it. At some point in time, it happened. Not from the beginning, but later on.
When?
Who knows?
do you
we
have
don't
evidence
know.
of that? Like,
No,
do
we
we
don't
have-
know.
Like, so that never happened. You're just making that
Yeah,
up
but we
'cause
still
it
came from
fits your
2
narrative?
people, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
We didn't, though.
That's what I mean. This is all theory. You're just saying theory. Nothing proven, man. It's all theory of
No,
evolution,
like,
yes.
I know that the Earth could not have been populated by 2 people. Like, I
It
know
had to
this.
have started somewhere, logically.
Yes, evolution. We
Evolution, the
evolved.
first 2 humanoids.
No.
What do you mean, no? That's
There were never a first 2 humans.
Then how could they come apart about the
It's
Earth
a
then?
population of humans. I mean, it was never just 2 of us.
They had to have started somewhere.
Right, like there's like an evolutionary chain. Like they've actually have discoveries throughout the branches from an original like
Okay.
ancestor.
And why wasn't incest wrong back then? Why was it working?
There was none. There was none.
But
There was
I mean,
just
the thing
like,
is I understand it. Incest becomes more of a problem the more complex the life is. So like,
Yes.
you know, it's
maybe
right,
that's
so we're
maybe
starting
that's
off
the
with
answer.
Single-celled organisms, and we're
but that happened like a long time
so,
ago.
yeah,
like,
I mean, by the time incest became a problem, you were dealing with much larger populations of like organisms and stuff. Like it was.
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but we don't know when that happened.
I mean,
We-
we,
I mean,
we,
we
cer- we
kind-
certainly know it wasn't 6,000 years ago. We certainly know people weren't made as they currently exist with all other animals. Like
But-
that, we certainly know that.
But the Bible's chronology from Adam to Jesus is in line with all our history.
The
Where?
Bible's what?
If you look up the wall chart of world history, it shows it perfectly.
Walter of world
The wall
history.
chart of world history.
Wall chart.
Yeah.
Wall chart of world history
Book.
for Jesus.
Book. It takes the whole chronology of the Bible from Adam to Jesus and it puts it onto a timeline like family tree.
Oh, so they took what was already in the Bible and put it on
Yes,
a timeline.
but
so
they
I'm asking for
but
something
hold on,
outside of the
hold
Bible.
exactly. It also shows
corroborate.
every king from every nation in history as well, and it correlates the both that they're in sync with each other.
Does it include a worldwide flood in that time?
Yes, it does.
Well, that's not accurate.
Yeah,
Well,
we
how about
already
you
know
follow
there's
the
no
chain of
worldwide
narration?
flood.
Follow the chain of narration.
Yeah, but there was no worldwide flood.
That's what you say, but you guys
No,
claim
that's
you
what
guys claim there's an ice
geologists
age,
say.
which is like basically the same thing but frozen. So
We say what?
you guys say there was an ice age, but it's basically like the same thing as saying it's all just
No,
frozen
there's
water.
ample evidence that we can find of.
Oh my
of
god, and that
ice
happened
age.
so far ahead of time. Oh
And then
my
you
God.
guys even rate the ice age for like 10, 12,000 years ago, so not even that far
We're
off.
still technically in the ice age, babes.
No, we're not. What?
Yes, we
No,
are.
we're not, man. What are you talking about, man? Now you're talking crazy.
I mean, river valleys.
No one
and
believes
whatnot
that.
Are direct evidence of glacier movements from ice ages.
Bro, you know what the evidence is? That water always flows down, and that's an elaborate system that God made. That comes from the fountains of the earth, and it always goes down to seawater every single time, no matter what you do. So all this amazing intelligent design, and you are just glazing over it for nothing.
I mean, I'm not.
You know
I'm not
nothing.
glazing over it. I'm going more in depth in it than you are. You're saying it was magic. I'm saying
It's
was
not magic. It's not
billions of
magic.
years of very,
Yeah, but that's-
very, very particular.
And you believe
movements.
you
Hey,
believe Darwin.
King, I don't know if you realize this, but you've come to the conclusion God is real, Jesus is God, the things. And so you have done all of this extensive research and looking into history, but you read it to confirm your own bias. You're not reading it to come to a conclusion. You've come to a conclusion and you are twisting the information to fit.
What am I
your
twisting with the
narrative.
ancient history? What am I twisting with ancient history?
You just brought up the lineage from Adam to Jesus.
Yeah.
And most historians don't think that Adam was a real person. They think he's mythology.
Okay, what about all Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? What about the nation of Israel? What about them?
Sure, there are going to be there are going to be mentions of kings and like landmarks and like cities that will align, because the people who wrote these books are real people. The book was actually written, but what we're pointing out is you're trying to justify these magical claims with the Bible. And just because we can point out that like Israel was a real place, or we can point out that there King David King David was a king, that doesn't confirm that everything in the Bible is true. It just confirms that when the people wrote these stories, right, that they had like some of these more geographically specific like places that are real, right? Like, does that make sense?
It does make perfect sense, right?
Like Spider-Man was written in New York. New York is a real place, but that doesn't mean that Spider-Man is real.
I understand, but okay, if the way you look something to be true is that you have to have evidence for it, right? So I can't prove to you a miracle or whatever you want to call it, magic happened. I cannot prove that to you because it is a miracle. But what I can prove to you is that the history of that nation is consistent, and they all claimed that God was helping them. And
it's not consistent though.
No, it's consistent. It's consistent because they all claimed, the people of Israel, they claimed that God was with them. Okay, that they gave them a promised land, that they'll
all of the people of Israel.
Well,
Why did
most.
they try to force them to eat their children?
It doesn't say that, man.
Yes, it does. Matthew. It's in Matthew, I believe, where God says, "If you do not obey me, that I will force you to eat your young."
Bro, pull it up,
Isn't
please.
Matthew...
Pull that up, bro.
Yeah, I think it says it twice, actually.
But yeah, so just because the followers of a religion claim they saw something, claim something happened, does not speak to its legitimacy, right? Because Scientologists will also tell you that L. Ron Hubbard performs miracles. People who are Hindu will make claims about their God, and experiences that they've had. Every single religion makes these claims.
They do.
So
they do.
I'm gonna believe I would believe a third party that substantiates these claims, and there are none.
Okay, the problem with
Deuteronomy 28, verse 53 through 55.
Okay, you just said Matthew, but okay.
I know. I literally said I don't remember which one it was.
All right, so read it.
I have to do your.
Okay. 1 second. Just give it to me then.
I just told you.
I didn't catch all the numbers.
28, verse 53 through 55.
Deuteronomy's got some fucked up shit in it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I told you some pretty harsh stuff in the Bible, but let's see. Because of the suffering your enemy will inflict on you during the siege, you'll eat the fruit of the womb, the flesh of the sons and daughters of the Lord your God has given you. Even the most gentle, sensitive man among you will have no compassion on his own brother and his wife he loves or his surviving children, and he will not give to one of them any of the flesh of the children that he is eating. It will be all he has left, because suffering your enemy will inflict on you during the siege of all your cities.
Yeah, so they were sieging the cities of the Israelites that would not conform to Judaism, and they were Baal worshippers.
Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
So who is sieging who? Wait, who is sieging who?
Who's teaching who?
No, who is sieging who?
The Yahwehists versus the Baal Israelites.
Okay, so like the top of this chapter says curses of disobedience.
Yeah, they're disobeying God by worshiping Baal with idolatry.
Yeah, so basically it's what's gonna happen if you worship Baal.
Do you even know who Baal is?
Yeah, it's the fake god. It's like a cow.
No.
Yeah, it's like,
Ball.
Baal
No,
is like
it's not.
is depicted as a
Baal
cow.
is not a cow.
Okay,
No,
let's
he's
see.
not.
Let's see.
It's not a cow.
What is it?
It is the storm god in the Canaanite pantheon.
Doesn't he have like a goat head?
No.
Ball? Oh,
Was
I
that
mean,
Baal with 2 A's?
No,
Yeah.
the correct Baal that they were worshiping was the storm god in the Canaanite pantheon. Most other religions, I mean, there was the Amalekites, the Canaanites, obviously, that worship them. Actually, Asherah came from that. She's mentioned 48 times, I believe, in the
Okay.
Bible, like directly and indirectly.
Okay. This is where this is called cherry picking Bible verses. Okay, this is the top of the verse. So you took it out of context. However, if you do not obey the Lord your God and do not carefully follow His commandments and decree I'm giving you today, all curses will come on you and overtake you. So
I said that.
You're making it seem like God's making them do that. You know what I mean?
If they choose not to follow Him. That's
You
what
know
I said.
that's what will happen if you disobey. These bad things will happen to you.
I know, that's what I'm saying too. We're saying the same thing right now.
Yeah, but what's the problem with that? You make bad decisions, you get bad results.
What's the problem with that?
Yeah, you make bad decisions, you get bad
Eating
results.
your children?
Okay, you know that's not what I meant. Bro, it's obviously
You're
bad.
wild, bro.
No, I'm saying that you do bad things will happen, and that's what he's basically declaring here.
Oh, so you believe in karma.
Yeah, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
That's exactly what he says. If you disobey and you don't love everyone, you don't do what's right, then all these bad things will happen to you. That's what he's saying here. So what's your point of even bringing this up? You're saying like it's like a Levitical law or something.
That's not all it says. Read all of it.
What do you mean? That's all it says.
No, they were refused. They were worshiping idols.
That's
Don't
wrong.
Play games.
So there's nothing wrong with this verse like as its core, because it's telling you what's gonna happen to you if you disobey. All these bad things will happen if you disobey. So God wants you to be.
Why would you threaten your people with the fact that you're going to eat children? By the way, eat children like Epstein.
Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, the people did that, not God. The people are doing that, not God is doing that. So what's your point?
Why he's forcing them?
No,
to.
he's not, man. They're doing it on their own will.
why would disobeying make you do something? And how can making you do something be
That's-
free will?
Okay, you know when like you do bad things happen. It's the same concept here. Okay,
So if I do bad, I accidentally eat my children.
Okay, no, obviously not. But I'm just saying in this circumstance that if you make bad decisions and you disobey what God wants you to do, all these bad things will happen to you, like without out of your control, right? So that's what it says.
Then it's no longer free will. 'Cause
Then
out of your
it's
control.
God. Like when he hardened Pharaoh's heart, right? He didn't have any choice in that.
No, Pharaoh made bad decisions and he made his heart like a stone. So that's what it means. It was hardened.
No, actually, God hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Of course, because he was already evil.
Why would he need to harden it if he was already evil?
That's what I'm trying to say. That Pharaoh made the decision
He was
to do
not-
evil,
he was
so
not
his heart
evil.
is hardened, and God did that to him
He
because.
was gonna let them leave. He was gonna let the Israelites
Bro, you don't know
leave,
nothing
but
about
he kept on hardening his
Bro, you
heart.
don't know
Have
nothing,
you read
man.
Exodus?
Bro, he was gonna make him leave, bro. Like you know you were there or something.
Let him leave them leave.
He didn't want
Let
them to leave.
They wanted them to leave.
He didn't want them to
Because
leave.
they hardened his heart. God hardened his heart.
Man, what
Yeah.
happens after he hardened his heart? What happens after that?
He doesn't let them leave.
Exactly.
Because God hardened his heart.
Before
If
that,
he didn't harden his
Before
heart,
that.
they could have left.
buddy, before that, he still didn't let him leave. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about.
The first time?
Brother, you don't know what you're talking about. His heart was already hardened from day one.
So
And-
then it's all God's fault.
No, God brings about bad onto you if you make bad decisions. It's called judgment. Okay?
Yeah, but he hardened Pharaoh's heart, so
Yeah.
he made bad decisions.
Yeah, and
based
guess what?
upon
And you make
Pharaoh.
bad decisions, bad things happen to you. That's God.
Well,
You want to make good
God
decisions, good things will
forced
happen to
him
you too.
Make bad decisions.
How about we all focus on making the right decision, and maybe we can get somewhere in life.
Well, we can't if God's forcing us.
Brother, he's there to help you anytime you want. You just got to make the right decision.
Did you not hear what I just fucking said, dude? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I'd rather focus on this cognitive dissonance where you say that we have free will, but also God would make, like, you would do bad things against your will.
It's a result of a consequence. That is the result of a consequence.
So you lose free will when you do bad.
Yeah, just like in our society, you lose free will if you make a bad decision. It's the same thing.
You do not lose free will.
You do, because they put you in jail. What are you talking about?
You would go to jail.
Yeah, that's still fucking losing a part of your free will. You can't go anywhere you want. Now you're stuck. See?
You still have free will.
No shit,
still
Sherlock.
autonomous.
Obviously, but you're locked in. You don't have free
understand
movement.
What free will is, dude.
You don't have free movement.
No,
That's not what
it's the free choice.
Free will
It's the
is
free
to do
choice
anything
with
at
your
any time you
capacity.
want.
Shut up for a second, please. Free will is the ability to choose what you can do within your capacity. So
Yeah.
within any situation that you are in, correct? Then you make a choice that is your will. You cannot choose to fly because, well, I mean, like, get on a plane, but you cannot choose to just, like, jump up and start flying and make that be free will. That's not how that works.
Skill issue.
It's still taking away your
Shut
free
up.
will of like moving anywhere you want. Like you're still locked down.
That's
So-
not what free will is.
Well, obviously
So-
that's not what free will is, but I'm just saying that even our system is modeling what the Bible taught us too.
Well, I mean,
Our
free
laws.
will is definitely not when God hardens your heart. So I
Bro,
don't really
God
know.
hardens your heart when you're evil. That's the
That doesn't
consequence.
Make any sense,
It's the
guys.
consequence. You can't just live any way you want.
Actually, you can.
You can. You
So,
fine. You
like,
can.
Did God
And that's
harden?
thank you. You just proved free will for me right there. You can.
Right, you can do whatever you want. 'cause God
Exactly.
doesn't
Thank you for
exist.
proving free will for me.
Yes, God does not exist. If God does exist, then there is no free will.
No, there is. That's the beauty of God. How He gives us free will, but He still knows the answer at the end of the day.
No,
That's
If you
the beauty
fuck
of
up,
life.
You get to eat your children. You're
free
forced
will
to.
is not. Free will is not consistent with God.
It is, because He gives you a choice to choose good or evil.
That's not how free will works.
That's actually how free will works.
Yeah, but
No,
it's like
free
That's
will-
actually how free will works.
the choice between believing in God or going to hell is not a free will choice. That is literally coercion.
No, it's your choice though.
Free will is the choice without threat.
No,
So
free
the-
will is to choose whatever you want.
No, free will is a choice without threat.
No, free will is the power of acting without the
Google
constraint
it.
of
Google the
necessary or fair
definition.
fate.
Google the definition
Free
of
will, the power of acting without the constraint of necessity or fate. The ability to act on one's own discretion.
Mhm.
Okay? You have the choice to choose right or wrong. Am I not correct on that? In your everyday life, do you have the choice to choose right and wrong? Yes or no?
So we're gonna take the stance that morals, ethics, and values, for the most part, are subjective.
Then you can justify anything.
I mean, technically, a lot of people do.
Yeah, and
but
it's
there
wrong.
There are motivated ethics.
Bro, you don't. Okay,
that-
none of you guys
of
live your life
society,
like that.
but I can't. What?
None of you guys live your life like that. You guys have a right and a wrong. You're hopefully you're law-abiding citizens. Okay, that actually help community,
That would be an ethic.
right? So you have to be following the laws of
That'd
life.
Be an ethic.
No,
right.
it's universal, man. It's not
It's
subjective.
not universal. If we go like literally to the Middle East, we will not have the same laws.
Yeah, because there's one standard of love and right, and they're not doing it.
There's not one standard of love.
There
Because you
is.
can't love someone and also think they deserve hell.
Man, it's not for me to say.
I'm
for
not
God
even
to
saying
say.
that you are saying.
You're saying you.
God.
You said, didn't you say you?
Well, if you think someone deserves hell,
I
or
don't
not
think
believing
that.
in God,
I
you
don't think
they
that.
deserve it.
No, I
So
feel sorry
God
for them.
is unjust when he
I
Yeah,
feel
so
sorry
God
for them.
sends people to hell that don't deserve it.
He makes the determination. I don't.
But do you think that it's right?
Okay, what
Well,
kind
God
of what kind of
does.
justice do you want in this world then? If you guys know what justice really is, what
Well,
kind
I
of justice
certainly
do you
don't
want?
think eternal torment is justice.
Okay,
no
what's
matter
justice then?
what.
Tell me.
Anything that isn't eternal torment. like,
Okay.
That is
Justice, yeah,
the
justice
worst.
is a punishment that fits the crime.
Yeah, it should be equal to the crime, or in some cases not even equal to the crime. I don't think that we should be going out here, like, if you do something awful, I don't think that it's moral all the time to just do something awful back to them. Like, I don't really believe in that.
Yeah, so you don't believe an eye for an eye, right?
No.
Okay, and I don't either. So that's why Jesus has turned the other cheek, right? So
Right, but then God also, like, doesn't turn the other cheek.
yeah,
throughout
okay,
the entire
but you have to
Old
understand.
Testament, so.
You have to understand that throughout history, God has been
Morals
preparing us.
change.
No,
God
no, 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 no.
changes.
God has been preparing us for the Messiah, right?
Yeah, God changes throughout the Bible.
No, no, no. He never changes. He just fulfills.
Well, he do be changing though.
Changing
like I can't
what?
imagine Jesus commanding the wholesale slaughter of the Amalekites. You know, like he does change.
Yeah, well, you have to understand that was a point in time where like they were fighting wars.
Right, that's fine, but like I still don't imagine that if Jesus were in that position, he would command the same things, right? Those babies weren't going to change the war effort.
Yeah, but
like,
when Jesus comes back, technically he's wiping out all evil.
Well, okay. I still don't think that Jesus would command the slaughter of babies.
Well, okay, like obviously he even talked about like humble yourself as a child, that is the kingdom of heaven, where he talked about that, and he says that's very important. But he, in the end times, he's gonna come and like actually just wipe out all of evil, but he'll save the righteous, and he'll save the people who are vulnerable, right? So
yeah,
like,
I think that's a great story for like a death cult. But I don't accept it, right? Like,
but
God
what do we see in history though?
He constantly punished people and never punished the devil.
He will technically at some point he will.
No, he won't.
That's what it says, that he's going to be in the lake of fire and everything will
Of
be.
course, that's what it says, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to promise you something once you unalive,
Okay, but
or I'm going to promise something in an undisclosed time, but none of it actually ever happens, right? This is all just made up.
It's not made up when we see almost a war going on in the Middle East right now.
There's always a war going on.
No,
in the Middle East.
there
What do you mean?
isn't. Not to this scale. Not to this scale. No, it's not.
Yes,
Man, you guys
dude.
don't even know what the fucking scale is.
Yeah, I've never heard of one.
They're actually on a next level scale than they've ever been in the last like 40, 50 years.
Says who?
Says
Next
the
level?
world,
Doesn't seem-
everything. What are you
Everyone
talking
says
about,
that
man?
The war in the Middle East right now is the biggest, largest on the scale we've ever seen.
Yes, because they're
Do you
going in and taking
have
out.
a citation for that, please?
Because they're going in and freaking Predator missiled freaking Khomeini, man.
Yeah, like yep, good old Middle East. It do be like that.
Yeah,
all
but
the
then now
time.
he's taking control of the freaking Suez and stuff like this. They're escalating it, man. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I'm talking. This is not anything new.
What? It is actually quite new.
War in the Middle East is new.
Not war in the Middle East. I'm taking a next level escalation is new.
Right. So what you're actually describing is people who believe in the same things and the same prophecies that you do, and they are literally trying to fulfill the prophecies.
Why does everyone always say that? Everyone
Because
says.
this is what's happening.
Yeah,
Like, even
thank
our
you.
Leadership went over to our leadership went over to Israel.
Okay, you literally
and went
prove
to
my
the-
point when you say that, right? You know that, right?
I prove the point that humans are orchestrating this. Yes, that is the whole point. It's not a god. It's not magic. It is humans.
Yeah, but guess what? They prophesied it was going to happen 2,000 years ago, and they're doing it 2,000 years later. That's hard to make
So
a
if I
2,000-year prophecy.
prophesy-
Very hard
if
to
I
make a 2,000-year
prophesy-
prophecy.
If I prophesy that a school, on TikTok, but a police is going to pew pew, and then I go do it, I'm not fulfilling a
Not
prophecy.
2,000 years, though.
It's the same people.
Two-
It's the same people. It is
What are you talking
people,
about?
Actually.
How? Okay, do you know how much things happened over 2,000 years since the Book of Revelation was written? So many things could have went in another direction, but it didn't. Why? Because the prophecy has to come true. And now you can claim, oh, they're making it come true. Well, yeah, guess what? Because it was already prophesied 2,000 years ago.
What other parts are actually coming true? Other than
Wars?
there's a
Okay.
conflict, which there's been a conflict our entire life.
Yeah, Israel got their land back after World War II, and now they want to make the third temple, and they want to do all this next other stuff.
Yeah, then we sacrifice the what is it?
And then do the two witnesses. Yeah, you're close.
Just got a
You're
few more
close.
things left on the agenda.
Exactly. It's still happening.
There's no fucking way you believe this shit.
It's happening though. What do you mean it's happening? It's literally happening right now, man. Open your fucking Google it. It is, bro. Like you're showing cognitive dissonance because you know what I'm saying is right, and you're just fucking laughing.
No, I don't. You're going to see a red heifer sacrifice.
No. I'm talking about. How about we just talk about the war right now? How about we talk about the war? The war is happening right now, and it's escalating. It's getting weird. It's getting really weird.
It's not. This is okay. Like, okay, I'm not gonna.
Bruh. Come on.
I don't play war. I mean, war is always bad.
It's
obviously,
escalating.
Especially when the world's most moral country, America. As bad as like previous wars that have happened in the Middle East, like Iran, the Iraq.
True. I'll give you that. I'm saying it's an escalation of modern times.
I mean, it's an I mean, it's certainly a conflict. I really.
Okay, but my okay, I'll say my final point. It's all over Israel. It's always over Israel. You have to understand that for a reason. It's because all this stuff is true, man. Jesus is real. The devil wants to deceive you.
It.
This current state of Israel doesn't even like cover anywhere near the
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Not even
What?
has happened so far. There is a state of Israel that was established after World War II. That is what we have.
And
Yeah,
they're
but they-
all European. None of them are original, like Jewish descent.
You can't say that because everyone was exiled in 70 AD. So you don't know who's who. Actually.
What do you mean I don't know who's who? His Bibi Wahoo guy. His parents were from Poland.
Okay. In 70 AD, the Jewish people were exiled by the Roman occupation. So everybody went to spread out to all the world. So technically, their descendants are from them, are from Israel. Because you know why? They retained the Jewish tradition over the 2,000 years, and they kept it pretty much the same, even through exile. So that's how I know that maybe not everybody, but they're mixed. They're mixed with different nations, but they still have descendants in Israel. That's a
They
fact.
also
They don't exactly. They don't because they were the Pharisees. They were the
What
scribes.
point are
They
you
were
even
the chief.
trying to make right now?
I'm saying that the current state, yeah, they're kind of evil at the leadership level, but so is ours. So
I love the die on too.
that's what I'm saying. They're all freaking evil together, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Ultimately, it's literally like all evil everywhere. Government and fucking businesses and big pharma.
They're just humans. They're just humans.
Not
doing
just
shitty
humans.
stuff.
No, see, that's the lie. That's the lie you want to believe. But it's more organized than
you
that.
Need to cope.
No,
You
no,
need
no.
to cope,
It's more
which is
organized
why
than
you
that.
have to make them seem magical.
I mean, I do think it's around like spiritual, like demons or whatever. I think it's organized around the money.
Yeah, but why are they having all these secret like, organizations? Freemasons, Illuminati, Bohemian Grove.
What the Freemasons?
Yeah,
Perfect point because they don't.
Wait a minute.
They do it in secret.
Before I just jumped in.
Not the other secret. Okay.
What's your stance? Like, what's your point? I wanted because I'm trying to listen to what you're saying, but you're talking so fast. What is your point? Like, what was your point that you're making?
Ultimately, that our current state in the government and our economy and our ecosystem is failing, and that's because they're all organized together. Big businesses, government, big pharma, all these guys are all together, charging everyone the most they could possibly charge, and like squeezing you just to be a slave. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what's
the
going
matter-
on. So like we can't say it's not happening. Everything's expensive.
Well, it's been going on since Ben took over. When we were in matriarchal.
I'm saying in recent started like in the last 10-15 years getting like exponentially worse.
If you look at the stuff happening,
COVID.
if you look at civilizations, they come to power and then they get really bloated and corrupted and then they fall apart. So yeah, maybe we're in but it's like a cycle. This is not the first civilization that this happened to.
I'm not saying it is the first, but it's a culmination of all that came before it. So
Right. Well, the end of American hegemony is a particularly difficult one to.
Wait,
to
what
live
is
through.
hegemony?
Well, American, like top of the food chain, the leaders of the yeah, it's ending. We're becoming a more multipolar society than China, the EU and whatnot. Like
We're getting harder to control.
Yeah.
That's what's happening because of the internet.
yeah, and there is an increase in information that everyone can study through the
Information is not as tightly controlled as it was. Like back in the day, they controlled who could read, who couldn't.
Most people anyway.
Well, you know what? Everybody's super different, and I think the internet helps people. I know some people are like, "Oh, social media is bad" and all this kind of stuff, but I think even having discussions like we are now, like, I think it helps people to learn how to think and communicate and really think through things. Because sometimes ideas sound good in your head, and then when you share them with other people, they're kind of like, "What?" So I mean, if people have to kind of decide to kind of crash out or try to grow from whatever interactions they have with people, and so it's a miracle that we're not a bunch of chimps like at each other's throats. That was
we're a bunch of apes at each other's throats.
It was even just a couple of years ago, right? It's a lot easier to keep people superstitious and sort of closed off because you weren't communicating between different regions, right? Like it was very localized. You have your little village or your little town. It's an echo chamber.
Exactly. It's probably less in a smaller area. And now it's like if you look at how many things in everyone's day-to-day life that's motivated by fear, like fear of the future, fear of not having enough, fear of not having food, fear of not having retirement, fear of not having a partner, and then they move the fear existentially, fear of going to hell. It's like fear, and you have to kind of wonder, what are these organizations and religions gaining from this? Because I'm not an atheist. I'm more like agnostic deist, if you will.
Yeah.
So I think there's a higher power, but I think that spirituality and that organic experientialness of that kind of got swapped out for political control. And I think if you look at the patriarchal religions, like or Abrahamic, that's what I mean, the Abrahamic religions, they were used to govern people. It's more political, I think, than spiritual. Some people can get spiritual insight from books, but if you look at how it's been used historically since its inception, it's been used to control people, and you can't just get that out of there, or you can't just gloss over that. You have to kind of look at that, like, how is this used to control this culture, Victorian culture, the English culture? You look at all these different societies, and then they had, separation from church and state, but it's really just mother church and father, government. So it's still this infantilization of people, and that's why when you talk to people, they can't really think well, because it's almost like people are just these empty containers or blank canvas, and they just have all these like programs just running independently, and then they don't have to think anymore. They just, and then trying to come out of that, it's like very difficult for people, because if you look at the way our world is, it's so polarized. It's like, get in this tribe, get in that tribe. Oh, you're the bad people. You're in this tribe. Oh, you're not my political side. You're bad. And then people kind of follow suit. So to me, I'm just sick of it. Like, I'm just like, can we like go outside and like hold hands and like dance in a circle? I'm a hippie.
yeah. Some of them need to just touch some grass.
Touch grass. Play a role-playing game or something nerdy. Like, do something fun. Like, people don't even know how to have
something.
Fun. Yeah, it's just like, it's just. And if you look at the arts, how the arts have been starved out of our culture. The arts, those kinds of things like arts and music and things like that, it inspires people and gives them some hope. Like, when you just take that out or make it very ugly, like, if you look at how the movies that are made, really, they're so crappy. They're like almost insulting to the audience. It's just, I'm just like, it's just, yeah. I'm ready for a cultural renaissance.
Yeah,
Not-
I mean, it's just
you know.
all the new stuff that's coming out. Well, most of it's also made with like AI, so it's all like AI slop.
Yes, and even AI, that's a humiliation towards humanity as well.
Well, yeah, AI is demon tech. Yeah, it is satanic. Yeah, it's
I don't know about satanic, but it's,
oh no, I'm an
dehumanizing.
atheist, but it is satanic.
Well, I guess you could say that it's dehumanizing, I think. There's a lot of very humiliating, dehumanizing things that further get the message across that you're just a cog in the wheel. Even the fact that when they were trying to pay people like $5,000 to have a baby, that was like so insulting, because I would not have a baby. I no offense to anybody that wants to have kids. Personally, I just like I couldn't conceive of bringing a child into the world as it is. That would make me too scared for that child's future. But yeah, if situations were ideal, then that would be, a good thing. But when women are stressed out, they don't want to have kids. And if there's a lot of women that are saying, no, we're not having kids, instead of like people get mad at us, they should think like, ooh, what about society is making a bunch of women feel unsafe?
Yeah, maybe we should make
kids.
the world more conducive to raising kids.
Exactly. Like, and not like in a fake way, but in a like, hey, how about make the work week like 30 hours instead of 40? Like, even that would help people so much,
Or let's make pregnancy more safe.
Yeah.
Like, we're going in the
exactly.
opposite direction. More women are unaliving.
Yeah. You're like a product.
Make the men pregnant,
Yeah, let's make the men pregnant.
We abolish female pregnancy.
I think you're on to something.
We gotta figure out a way to make that happen.
I think we can do it.
But I do think, like, when you have this ideology where, like, it's the end of the world and, like, what's the point? What's the point in fixing anything if you
It's
actually think
nihilistic.
it is? It's terrible.
I was just talking to a family member about this, because I said, like, when you could say it's the boogeyman out there or it's this evil force, then that takes away the personal responsibility of people and groups of people, because they can say, oh, the devil made us do it, or the devil made us do it. And I'm like, when is humans gonna grow up? And like, awakening is about. It's about being more self-aware. So once you get people to wake up and be more self-aware, then people start taking personal responsibility. But it just, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a lot of confidence that the general public has the ego strength to even do
I
that.
have no confidence in the general public, but
Yeah, it's just like sad. I'm like, and I had a spiritual awakening in 2023, and I had all this like, oh, the world will wake up, and then I realized like, probably not. Maybe so.
Yeah, people are really stupid. We have to.
Yeah, and then the realization that I'm still stupid. It's like, I mean, I'm smart in some ways, but it's like you can't escape your humanity, no matter how much people claim to be enlightened. It's still there. So it's just like coping with what is and seeing how we can make it better. I think our world could be so much better. That's the frustrating thing, is like it could be better.
It's
just
really,
like,
if we didn't believe in, like, death cults and, like,
cults
the things that
and
divide us.
daddy government and the church. That's
Right? Like, we're literally on a huge rock going through space. Like,
even if they made that like super awesome, think how like motivating and inspiring that'd be. Like, imagine if you had like a high-rise building and it wasn't like a normal high-rise. It wasn't like
Yeah, you're talking about you're talking about those futuristic utopias.
yes, but imagine if because before I saw images of AI stuff out there, imagine like I even had a dream of these trees bursting through skyscrapers, and like nature just took over the planet, and then all the skyscrapers and cities, the nature was growing through and around it like it wasn't.
because they're greedy, but also because they're evil too. Because what you're describing is ultimately like the right thing to do. So
Yeah, like aesthetic.
exactly.
Like,
So, but there is a standard of right and wrong in this world, and that's what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
Like,
they made things
yeah, I gotta go, but
That's so messed up.
I'll just say this: like, good and evil is on everybody's heart, so no one can say, "Oh, this is that, this is that." No, we're all the same, and it's always on our heart what's right and wrong, because we all love our family, right? We love our friends, so that's what it is. It's a fact of life. So.
Wait, what is that?
Yeah.
Manifestation of That's so cute. Yeah, that's
woke
me.
as fuck. I don't know. I'm kind of over this like bleak worldview where like there's demons and angels and all this shit. Like we're people, and people do good things. People do bad things. There's no magic force behind it, and we need to hold people accountable.
Okay, so I, don't vote me off the island, but I tracked UFOs and I film them, and I've experienced different things. I brought
Yeah,
people
no, that
over to
checks
see them.
out.
Yeah, so they're not demons. They're something really intelligent.
What?
Like, I feel like, okay, this is my theory. I think they're like our zookeepers, and they're kind of keeping tabs on us, but they don't want to interfere too much. That's my theory based on what I've experienced. Wait, what is that?
Yeah, no, I believe it.
Where are you getting these?
Maybe what you're tracking is like their advanced technology though.
These is like little memes. I want to send my sister that meme. These are funny.
Yeah, this is a good one. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to get bigger.
This is gonna get you banana.
It's gonna.
Look at my looking.
Jordan.
There she is. You're home away from home for the next 365 days. Everything you need. What's that on the other side? That is East Tower. Contact with the other side is strictly forbidden, which is irrelevant, given the landmines and lethal tactical barriers to the north and south of the gorge. You can't get to the other side anyway. In practical terms, East Tower's not an issue. They do their thing, you do yours. I did see movement over that side earlier this morning. I think they just completed their annual rotation too. Theoretically, the job's simple. There are automatic phalanx gun turrets every 600 meters or so. You restock the ammo on the auto gun, check the containment fence, cloakers, and suspended mines. There's an armory in the bunker outside. Weapons, tools, replacement ammo, mines, whatever you need. What's a cloaker? Cloaker is a type of satellite transmitter. There's one every kilometer or so along the rim, each with its own power.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, like me. But yeah, like you actually design decks and fences. That's pretty cool. I work for a company that we do fencing and decking as well, and we also like I kind of do the automation side where it's like security cameras and automatic gates. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah. But yeah, you ever go to St. Lawrence Market or? Yeah, teaching me how to skate, lol. Yeah, teaching 30-year-olds like me to skate, that's pretty funny. Yeah, teaching 30-year-olds how to skate, just like me. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You do fencing and decking designs. That's awesome. Like, I work for a company, we do, like, fencing and decks. We also have, like, an automation side, which is, like, I kind of focus on, like, the automatic gates and security cameras, tag systems. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, teaching 30-year-olds how to skate. Yeah, teaching 30-year-olds how to skate like me. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You do the fencing and deck designs. I work for a company. We do fencing, decking, and also like gate automation and security cameras. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, fuck. Come on, man. This freaking crunching out of my freaking head. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, teaching 30-year-olds how to skate like me. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. You do like decks and fence designs and stuff like that. That's. I work for a company. We do like decking and fencing as well, and we also do like gate automation and security cameras. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We're kind of in the same sector. But yeah, like, how's your weekend going? You having fun? Yeah, it's funny teaching 30-year-olds how to skate, just like me. But yeah, it's cool. You do designing of like decks and fences. I work for a company. We do also decks and fences. We also do like gate automation and security cameras, and that's kind of what I do. But that's pretty cool. We're kind of in the same sector there. But yeah, how's your weekend going? You got anything fun and planned? Yeah, it's funny teaching 30-year-olds how to skate, just like me. But yeah, it's cool. You do designing of like decks and fences. I work for a company. We do also decks and fences. We also do like gate automation and security cameras, and that's kind of what I do. But that's pretty cool. We're kind of in the same sector there. But yeah, how's your weekend going? You got anything fun and planned? Let's go, chat. Lock it in. Oh man.